Step by step.
Got Seabass here with Step by Step Dance. We got Geo.
What's
How
up,
you doing?
Seabass? What's up? Step by step, represent. Step by step.
So, tell us a little bit about NRG Tour and what's going on.
Well, briefly, I linked up with some friends of mine, Nick Gonzalez and Rustin Matthews, and my boy Biz, owners of NRG, and I said, look, I'm looking to take the boys on tour. I've been searching for ideas and looking at ways to do it, and I thought attaching ourselves as a dance crew, attaching ourselves to a dance convention was a no-brainer, and the synergy and the energy worked perfectly, no pun intended, energy. And it's been really, really amazing. We're able to incorporate all the classes and the convention and the competition throughout the weekend, and we kick it off on Friday night with the tour, with the boys, with the show, and then a freestyle battle. And the boys get to experience all of this, as well, and meet all these dancers from all over the country, meeting fans from all over the country, and it's been amazing. It was an incredible synergy. It came together, and I'm just happy it all worked out. So it's been amazing thus far.
Where have you guys been so far? What cities?
Oh wow, we kicked off a great kickoff in Chicago. We've been to Memphis, Tennessee. We've been to Sacramento. We've been to Seattle. God, there's a few. We're headed to Dallas next week. We're in Phoenix right now, so we've hit some amazing cities. The fans, I know they ask, wish we could do more, but hopefully down the line we'll add more cities, and we're just gonna keep going. We want to get out there as much as possible, but they are kids, so they got to go to school and do their thing, and we have stuff back at home, but we love being on the road. We love meeting all the fans and meeting people like you. So it's been a great, it's been a blessing thus far.
For sure. And for some of those fans out there and some of those people, give us a little brief history about yourself. I know you've worked with a lot of artists.
Yeah, for myself, I grew up in Brooklyn, in New York, and I started as a b-boy, younger, back in the Beach Street, the breaking days, and I came up with an inspiration being Michael Jackson is why I started dancing. And I started training at studios, started studying in New York City, and my career kicked off at Disney World in Orlando. Then I went to Tokyo Disneyland, and I worked in Tokyo for 6 months. And when I came back home, I actually auditioned and worked with Michael Jackson, and had the opportunity to meet him and work with him. And after that, artists like Pink and J-Lo and Will Smith, Deborah Cox, and I toured for almost 2 years with a Latin artist named Cheyenne, and almost lived in Miami and toured all over the world. So very blessed in my career. I've done a lot of choreography overseas in France, working with a Filipino artist named Billy Crawford, who's back over in the Philippines, and I worked with a girl named Lori in France for years. I've done a little choreography in the States, with Little Mama. I've done Kelly Rowland. And now my focus has been on my studio at Icon in New Jersey, and the boys, they're my artists, they're my little stars. So it's amazing to see kids that you mentor and that you train grow up and become and really make something of what they love to do and their passion. So that's what I'm most proud of, I'd say, in my career.
Tell us about working with Michael Jackson. What was that like? What was the project?
It was surreal. I have many stories about my Michael Jackson projects, but the show I was involved in was the HBO special in New York City. I was hired by Barry Lather, big director, creative director for Usher right now. Recently did Justin Bieber's opening for the American Music Awards. He creatively directed that. I've known him for a very long time. He hired me to work with Michael. We rehearsed for 6 weeks in New York. 3 days before the show, Michael collapsed, and they canceled the show. It was at the Beacon Theater. But I had the opportunity to be in rehearsal with him, to be next to him, to dance next to him, to be inspired by him one-on-one, actually speak with him, which was a dream. It was surreal. In the year 2000, I was booked by Kenny Ortega to go on the Millennium shows in Australia and Hawaii. We all know those shows were canceled, second time. And then my third shot, my last hurrah with Michael was to go to LA and audition for the This Is It tour. I'm very proud to say that out of the hundreds of guys that were there, I made it to the final 30. And I'm on the DVD, and I was so proud of the guys that booked it. And it's later in my career, but I would not, no matter what age I was, if I was 19 or I was 109, I would have auditioned for that tour, because it's every dancer's dream to work and tour with Michael Jackson. So I'm glad that I was part of that amazing experience. That audition was probably the most amazing audition experience I've ever been through, and it was worth every second and every little bit of stress. And I'm really proud of the guys that got to work. Nick Bass and Chucky Claypow and Devin. These guys I'm really proud of them, and I was, tears in my eyes when they booked it. Not because I was sad, but because I was happy for them, and I knew what they were about to embark on. And unfortunately, Michael passed, but I know that their experience with him and their time was unforgettable, as it was for me. To be in rehearsal with him, to be around his energy, he's the most inspirational artist of our time, no doubt. And I was blessed enough to stand next to him and talk to him and dance with him, so I'm proud of that.
That's great. With all your history, just with dancing and also with Iconic Boys, Iconic Girls, Icon Dance Complex, give a little advice just to dancers out there in terms of maybe they're not professional yet, they're still amateur, they're trying to work and also get to a certain level. What advice would you give to them?
Wow, it's hard. I say back when I started, which was a long time ago, I went professional 20 years ago. So I think it's much more competitive. 10 times more competitive now. The level of talent, the amount of guys that are dancing now compared to back then, it's incredible. And the way the styles have changed. My advice is to, for whoever you are out there as a dancer, I was you. I was the dancer in class. I was the dancer at conventions, looking up to these teachers on stage, and I said, one day I want to be that teacher. I want to be that dancer on tour. And it sounds crazy, but you have to just believe in it. As cliche as it sounds, you gotta follow your dream. You have to, because for every person that wants it, there's someone behind you that wants it more. Always hungrier. I tell these to the boys all the time. No matter what you do, no matter ABDC, a tour, whatever it is, never settle, never stop. Always keep your training. Always get better, because there's young guys behind you that want it more than you, that are trying to surpass you, because they're hungrier because of what you have accomplished. So I would say just persistence, drive, confidence, belief. Don't be cocky, because that comes off to people. People want to be surrounded by people that are positive, people that are passionate about dance. And when you're passionate, your true passion comes through when you're on the floor and when you're around those people. Those are the type of people I want to work with, and those are the type of people and choreographers that I know that's what they want from dancers. You have to live on a bus for 5 months with someone. I lived on a bus with Pink and Eddie Morales and Punch, and Jesse Santos, great dancers. We lived on a bus together for 5 months, 6 months with Pink. Tight quarters, tension. You have to be around great personalities and be like a family. So if you're cocky and you're like this dancer that's like, people aren't going to want to be around you, and they're going to see it and they're going to feel it. So be yourself, believe in yourself, follow your dreams, and just one audition don't work out, you get cut, focus on the next one. Don't dwell on it. Don't get sad in it. Move on. That's part of the business. And don't ever take it personal. My biggest advice for young dancers, if you ever get cut from an audition, don't ever take it personal. It's just not what those people were looking for that day. And it's hard. It's not an easy business. You have to have tough skin, a tough heart. But just always believe, as long as you're dancing, it's what's important, because it's our passion. We all love to do the same thing, and that's dance.
All right, so I'm going to throw this out to you right on the spot. Okay.
Oh.
You're locked on an island, all right? And you got one album.
Oh, boy.
So that's it. That's all you get.
One album?
One album.
Michael Jackson, Thriller.
That's mine.
Michael Jackson, Thriller. Off the Wall is a close second. A very close second. But if I think back to when I was a kid, and an album that I played over and over and over that I wore out, I have the vinyl still, the vinyl. I probably bought 4 of them because I wore them out. I played them so much. Billie Jean to Thriller to, the girls. Oh my God, this Human Nature. What? Over and over. That's the one. It never gets old. It's timeless. That's why Michael Jackson's amazing, and that's what sets him apart from all these other artists that are out there. Without taking anything away from any artist out there, it's timeless. When we find another timeless artist, which is going to be tough to do, then I'll sit on an island with your album forever. But right now, it's MJ all the way.
Okay, good stuff. So how do you deal with all these boys, all these little iconic boys? These guys are crazy, huh?
These crazy fellas.
These kids.
These are like, I guess, they're all like little brothers to me. I try to be a positive role model for them. they know I've been through the business and what it is, and I try and just pass on. It's simple. What I've learned, I want to pass on to them, and I want them to be successful, and I look out for them and their careers and what they want to do, and I want them to do what makes them happy, and I just want to give them opportunity because they deserve it. You know, they work hard, they're great kids, and they're talented, and the girls love them, and I just want them to be successful and just do what they love and be passionate and never forget where they came from, and always strive to do more than what they're doing now. And I tell them, stay humble. Always stay humble, because that's most important.
Great. And any final shout outs you want to give to anybody out there?
Final shout outs, absolutely. Number one, all the supporters of Iconic Boyz and Iconic and the Be Iconic motto that we live by. It's a positive message, and it's not to be cheesy, it's something positive that we try and live by. It's Be Iconic. Follow your dreams, do what you gotta do, you know what I mean? And so to all the fans that have supported the Boyz on the show and beyond on the tour, it means a lot to us, because they wouldn't be at this level without the fans. So that's biggest, most of all. My family, I couldn't do what I do without my family. They supported me through it all, and they're the reason that the studio is what it is, and it's the backbone of the studio. And then lastly is to all the dancers out there, is that we have to keep what we believe in and our passion, we have to keep it alive, and the only way to keep it alive is to keep dancing. So don't make it about money, and don't make it about a paycheck. Make it about what you love to do and your passion. Everything else will follow. If you stay on your course, stay steadfast, all the good stuff will follow. If you focus on the dollar first and not the dance, that's when you fail. So focus on your dream and on your passion, and you'll do just fine. Be iconic. All right, last final shout out to my boy Seabass and Step by Step. Thank you guys for coming out to Phoenix. We appreciate your support, and glad I got to chill with y'all. So I hope I see you again soon. Come to New Jersey, hang out at Icon, all right? We'll see you soon. Peace.